Yeah, don't be rude to my boy.
To Gregathy. I would never.
Let's be real, we would all be rude to him because he deserves it,
No.
because he's a filthy robot.
Craig, when the revolution comes, I have nothing but kind things to say about you. Please.
Yeah, just come to my house and I'll tell them all to you.
Craig, we're besties.
Okay, it looks like recordings are going. Possibly, maybe. Oh, there's a Derek.
Hello.
Evan, how was summer camp before we start?
Amazing.
Excellent.
I had a great time.
This is old
Yeah,
news.
just watch last week's session and you'll get the play-by-play what happened.
Truly.
It's right there at the beginning.
All right. I think I maybe am ready. Now I'm ready. Hello, friends. Who would like to do our recap? Who's feeling it?
Duncan's feeling it.
Duncan's feeling it. I feel like Duncan's feeling a lot of things right now. I would
And it did
love
start
to hear
with
from
Duncan. So we started our session last week kind of in the dream world of Duncan's mind. What does the old cranky man who hates the sewers dream about at night? And apparently it's little girls. So Duncan has a dream of this lost little girl. He doesn't really recognize her, but he follows her around in this kind of spooky forest. And after finding her, he finds that the little girl is also missing her brother named Valen. Doesn't ring a bell to Duncan in any sense, but maybe to some of our other folks. And as he awakes, kind of comes back to his consciousness and realizes that he's been in kind of a loopy the last couple of hours and doesn't really remember much, possibly because his blood sugar was low. But hypoglycemia doesn't exist yet, so we'll have to wait a couple of centuries for the answer. As he comes to consciousness and this sense of self again, he finds that we are going with some of the guards that we had met earlier. Not the Louis that we had met previously, but a new man, Bulrith, who's helping us get into Callow, kind of smuggling in some of those kind of the boxes that we have with the samples. And he said we are meeting him at 3 hours after sunset. And so we kind of sat around, did some talking until it was time to go. We decided that we'll be holding on to my box, which has Pival's sigil, the cased up samples, and kind of the other, I think the torso was with me, or the head was in my box.
Nope, head's in the other box.
Head's in the other box.
Brun's got the head.
That's correct. Yep. But we would give them Brun's box to kind of smuggle in and see how far they can get into the city. While we were kind of waiting for them, and before we set up this meeting, we kind of noted down the group's meeting signal, which I have kind of drawn in the margins of my notes here, but I think it was provided to us as well. And we told them that the contents of Brun's box was just a pile of ashes. So I'm putting it in my notes as the ashes box. As we go in the middle of the night, we kind of are slipping in through the kind of the cracks of the Callow walls and the holes in the guard shifts. I'm being as silent and stealthy, which surprisingly the three of us are very much so. And as we're kind of going, Duncan hears a bunch of buzzwords: boned, buzzmen, fly the jerk, danger stuff, flash, wretched things on the move, careful in their territory. He doesn't understand what they mean, but he thinks they may be important coming up here in the future. Eventually, we find our ways into the Callow sewers, where at the very first chance, our new guard friend abandons us to kind of go scout the tunnels ahead, hoping that when he returns, all of us will be there. Fortunately, we chose a different path. And a creature kind of creeping out of the sewers latched to Duncan's foot, immediately setting his fight or flight response off, and Duncan was set on killing this creature. It is from the sewers, it can be up to no good, thinks Duncan. Kind kind of maybe being a little personally offended, Navos kind of stepped between Duncan and this newly found friend, but why not friend-shaped creature. Eventually, Duncan has the epiphany, wait a minute. Teeth like might, a mouth full of them. This just might be the long-lost might mouth that Jebka sent us to find. And so lo and behold, there he is in the sewers waiting for us. So we followed this might mouth kind of to his home, where he told us a little bit of things about our sigils. They were a little confusing, but he feels that these spells and scrolls and other things relate to our sigils, and that might be a riddle for another time. And as we were leaving, because we may have or may not offended Might Mouth there at the end, a group of goblins come shattering through the doors. I think we will start today's session off.
Does anybody have anything to add to that pretty comprehensive recap?
Nope.
Okay.
I have two things.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Might Mouth is wearing a suppression collar that is old and janky. And
Also, yes.
did the magic through that collar. And Brun also offered one of his arm wrappings with an insignia on it. And something was said about the center. There was a hair on it that was found. And it was from the center. Which Brun looks a little displeased about.
Okay. Evan, do you have any inspiration right now?
Not that I currently know of. I believe so.
Fantastic.
I'll take one. If you're giving them out.
Take one. I am
Free samples.
freely gifting it
It's like we're at the mall.
for your hard work.
Oh no, we're at the key. Oh no, we're getting inspiration from the scams kiosks in the middle.
Yes. It's like those perfume they just spraying you as you walk by. You want some inspiration?
Have some inspiration. It won't cost you nothing. It'll help, I swear.
That'll be $50 for their.
You'll get all the women.
Alrighty. So here in Might Mouth's lair, it has gotten tense. Just as you were asking for directions to get out to the surface. And in response, Might Mouth shrieked, calling forth a band of goblins. There are 4 of them, brandishing small short swords and some weird-looking spears. Brun, give for me a history check, please.
Oh no. That is an 8 plus 0 for an 8.
The ramshackle nature of these creatures, considering you would assume they live here in the sewer, that checks out. But beyond that, not a whole lot of insight strikes you looking at them. They have bust in through the kind of vine wall that disguised this room from the main section of sewer. And they're shouting, ready to throw down. Are any of you doing anything as Might Mouth screeches to call these things in? Or are you just gonna let this happen? What's everyone feeling? How's everyone doing?
Filthy sewer creatures deserve filthy sewer creature lives.
Actually, great question for you there, Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
How does Velis Vidar feel about goblinoids?
It's a touchy subject amongst the church. On the one hand, we believe everyone is above their nature, that everyone is That is one of Duncan's most pivotal rules. No one is beyond redemption. But goblins are evil. Goblins are evil by nature, and it's maybe not. We kind of turn the other cheek when kind of things like this happen, especially in the more modern Vidarian church, where things are a little bit more away from gospel and more towards practical means of practicing faith. Goblins do goblin evil, and evil we cannot abide by. These little sewer creatures look like they may be doing some evil. I think in this case, Velos is in my corner.
Brun is not. Brun would like to intercede and try to get between. Like, Brun wants to step in front, and try to get the goblins to, like, shut up and sit down. Or at the very least, not come in hell for leather.
Yeah, where's their warrant?
Like, Brun just kind of like, and Duncan, I will happily contest this with you to see who steps in front first, because these are two, like, directly contrasting ideas.
Yeah, Duncan is ready to go. He was already on edge. This is just the thing that he needs to push him over.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
What we rolling? Is this like a dexterity thing? Who, like, initiative wise goes first, or?
Before that, what is Navos up to?
Yeah, so if it seems like Mightmouth is calling them in, I think it's best to try to calm down as much as possible. Mightmouth has a lot of arcane knowledge and don't want to set them off. So I'm kind of with Brun. I'm not one to be able to hold Duncan off, but if I could try to stay inside the room and do like an illusion to just distract the goblins for now, while the other two decide what they're doing.
Okay. So between Duncan and Brun, let's do a contested roll here.
Okay.
As far as reactions go, I would say this is probably just a flat dex versus dex.
This -2 never
then-
looks so good.
Oh my! This 0 never looked even better. All right, let's do it.
4.
I shit you not. 5.
Yeah!
Oh my gosh.
I had a 6 on the die, and I was like, damn it, that -2.
What a game of
Incredible.
numbers Dungeons and Dragons is.
Navos, there's a save for your illusions, is there not?
Yes, intelligence check.
Wisdom? Intelligence. Okay.
Or
What do I
investigation.
need to be?
13.
What does your illusion look like in front of these goblins as
Can I-
Duncan and Brun are fighting?
Yeah, I don't want to make it scary. Do I know anything about goblins offhand, or would you like a roll?
You can roll. I don't know how much you would actually know about them, other than, like, I'll grant you, like, how common they are. You've encountered them before on the road, but not super normal in cities.
14. I'm looking for something that they enjoy.
With a 14, I'll say that given the things that you've overheard, you would assume these are probably the sifters that were spoken of,
Okay.
the ones that you're supposed to be avoiding. So probably some kind of trinkety things that are busted up trash to most people. Maybe it looks like it was magical. Stuff like that is probably going to be your best bet.
Yeah, if I could do, like, shining pieces of metal, gold, little pieces of jewelry just floating in air.
can do that. It seems that Duncan has got the drop on Brun.
Ever so slightly.
Duncan, what are you doing here?
I'm imagining with a 5 or a 4 and a 5, we're kind of just at each other, kind of like puffing our muscles until Duncan's just, I've gone this far, I will go no further. This is a sewer full of creatures, and I'm immediately pulling my sword out and walking towards these ruffians, kind of coming into this room. They will not touch me. They will just touch my blade.
Okay. If that is what Duncan is doing, are you preparing for battle?
I am prepared for battle.
Are you doing anything for this round?
I'm mostly just kind of puffing my chest, walking up to the towards the goblins, I should say, with my sword drawn, kind of like big bear in the room. If you're gonna fight us, like, prepare to die.
I see.
But without actually attacking.
The goblins seem fairly well distracted. They're still like, they've got their weapons ready. There's shouting going on between them at Mightmouth. Mightmouth is chattering back a little bit. And getting closer, you see that 3 of them are heavily singed in various ways. There's one that is missing fingers. There's one that, like, half of their hair is frazzled and fried, including the eyebrows. There's one that just has so many old burn marks kind of all over. And there's an older looking one whose face is, like, permanently red. She's doing the most shouting. Brun, you see Duncan advancing. The goblins are distracted. What are you doing?
Duncan rolling up like the big bear in the cave. Brun is going to sort of reach out to try and, like, put a hand on Brun's shoulder to slow him down or Duncan's shoulder to slow him down for a second. And Brun is going to just, like, take a big deep breath and in Draconic try to intimidate everyone into just stopping for a second. Pulling on stuff that he has learned from he's distinctly pulling from Mahir's dad. He has heard the man quell an entire room of much rowdier folk than this, simply with the word cease in Draconic.
Okay.
And so Brun is going to do his best to replicate that.
Roll that intimidation.
I don't know if you had a language in mind for Draconic, as like a reference language.
Not particularly.
I kind of, in my head, it's sort of the, like, the sound of a jaguar or a predator, where, like, it's this almost more like a coughing noise, like something's, like, pulling through.
Little chuff.
That is, yeah. That's an 18.
With this bellow of yours, the goblins snap to attention. Mightmouth behind you looks startled and kind of cowers back a little bit. A little bit of whimpering going on. The reactions of your compatriots is up to them. The screaming has stopped.
I don't know if anyone speaks Draconic, so you just heard Brun sound like something dislodged in his chest, but everybody stopped moving.
Yeah, the goblins have their weapons are held still, but they've shrunk back, and the bravado that they charged in here with is now gone.
For Duncan, reaction-wise, truthfully, genuinely, Duncan is more scared of dirty creatures than he is of dragons. So he does not turn. It does not faze him.
I think Navos knows that Brun has something like that inside of him, just hasn't seen it yet, and does kind of throw him off a bit. DM, you can decide if the illusion goes, but I'd imagine it slows down. This entire time was just trying to drag the goblins away from Duncan, kind of like juke him, like juke out of the way if he decides to swing.
Okay. Yeah, so Might Mouth from behind you is going to call out in its creepy, broken common. No hurt, friends, and it's gesturing toward everyone. It's going to try and step in front of you, Duncan.
Duncan.
Are you swinging at Might Mouth as it brushes past you?
No, because Might Mouth's not an enemy. I'm just grossed out by it. If anything, he's going to take a sidestep away, kind of pushing himself away from both Might Mouth and the goblins to establish, like, hey, like, if you come anywhere closer, you're not welcome in my little personal bubble.
We will consider things quelled for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone acts aggressively, we're probably going to actually roll initiative.
Yeah.
Might Mouth at this point has stepped in front of you fully and is putting itself between the two parties.
Looking at me, or is it
turns
looking at the... Yeah.
It turns to you, Duncan. Help, friends. top side.
If they're your friends, why are they busting through the doors in a very intimidating fashion? They almost got some more fingers chopped off.
Duncan, they're goblins.
Yeah, I can smell that.
That's how they always enter a room.
And the red-faced goblin actually speaks up. Why are you here? Why are you with Godling? And she's shaking with rage right now. Like, how very dare you be here in this space?
At us?
Yes.
She
seems quite perturbed that you are here.
I am sorry, we are here to leave. We are here to meet a friend.
Get out! Godling must be safe. You are not safe.
The last thing we want is to hurt the Godling. They helped
kind
us.
Of like... Oh, continue.
Well, I'm just gonna leave it there.
She is kind of splitting her attention between all of you, especially Duncan, who is like ready to rumble, and Might Mouth, like trying to inspect it. Give me 1 second. Wow, that's like a consistent number for her. Fantastic. She's looking back and forth. Like, there's clear concern along with the rage. And Might Mouth turns to them and, like, does a very creepy smile. Like, this is the biggest smile you've seen on its face. And all of those gnarly teeth are in full view. Friends gave gifts, and they want a top side. take, please. And she kind of looks very concerned. Like, that is a strange request coming from Might Mouth. Are any of you... What are you all doing in the room at this moment?
I'd like to step away from Mightmouth closer to the goblins. I'll pull out another ration. We do not want to hurt any of you. You can have this if you could help us get up top. This is my first time.
Attention snaps to you. The other 3 goblins, they are still brandishing their weapons. Duncan, give me a... Give me a history or an investigation or an insight.
Let's do insight, because I like that. 14 plus 4 for an 18.
You said for insight.
Yep, for insight.
You can tell that these goblins are comfortable with these weapons, even though these spears are very weird looking. You get a slight whiff of an acrid saltpeter type smell. You might know this as gunpowder. Not Duncan, but you might. I don't know if Duncan would know about explosives.
Wait, maybe not explosives, but maybe cannons of some sort. I'm sure those were used in his time. He did run a boot camp.
If you think that you'd be familiar, if you think that Duncan would be familiar, rather, he can recognize this as the smell of gunpowder.
Very
and
rare.
Assume that these weapons are loaded in some kind of way to explode. Which might explain the appearance of these 3 goblins.
Yes, all the burn marks and lost fingers. I think, connecting those dots, Duncan's gonna kind of like look for where Brun is standing. He seems to be the biggest wall when it comes to explosives, and kind of with his sword drawn, started stepping backwards. At no point has the sword been actually pointed at Mightmouth. It's only pointed towards the goblins, and he's going to continue to point it as he walks towards Brun's position, kind of putting Brun between the goblins and himself, while we kind of wait for who's leading who out of the sewers.
Navos, you're holding out this ration. Brun, what are you doing in the background?
Brun is like trying to clear his throat because he doesn't speak Draconic well, and it like kind of took something
a little
out
phlegmy.
of him. Yeah, like it like maybe something did tear, which adds to that. But as Brun's kind of pulling that, seeing Duncan move behind him, Duncan, put the sword away, and we'll all get along just fine.
And I'm kind of walking up a little bit closer to Brun's sword still pointed out. Those Cretans have explosives in these tight sewers. It is a death trap to follow them. It's a death trap to be in this room with them.
So maybe don't antagonize the tiny friends with the explosives when we're in the room with them.
I don't know these things. I don't trust these things. They're just going to turn on us eventually.
They called Mightmouth Godling. We're in its favor right now. As long as we behave, we get along just fine. When we get to the surface, if you want to shank him, do so at your own peril. But I'd rather not anger something that is revered as a godling in the sewers.
And I'll kind of step away back and towards the shadows of the back wall. Kind of slowly sheath the sword, but remain a firm grasp on its hilt.
Mightmouth,
Turns to you. Big, creepy smile at you.
thank you for bringing us guides. Before we go, may I trade with
Trade? Trade? What is trade?
point to the arm wrapping that Brun offered as a gift. This gift was not mine to give. I have another gift, if I may have that back. And Brun will reach into a pocket and pull out beautiful handmade bow tie.
Okay, I'm gonna need a persuasion from you. Nevos, you are faced with a very angry goblin lady.
Yeah.
She's been chattering to the others, and every time she starts a new line of dialogue at them, they kind of flinch and like grab the spears and like they're ready, right? Where are you going?
Up top. If you could get us out, wherever you know, we're just trying to keep path. Putting my head towards Duncan. He is sometimes hard to put the blade away, but he has. I'm sorry for the illusion, but if I offer you some coin, would the three of you also do the same?
Coin? No need for coin here. Trinkets. What do you have?
Food?
You see a little shine in the eye. Food? We have food. What else do you have?
Have you ever painted? I see the scratches you make. Have you ever tried doing this with black ink? And a little design.
Kind of turns to the others. They start deliberating. You see the head turn, look at you as you're holding up this vial. Kind of turns back. They're chattering again. Give. Grabby hands.
Yeah. Just a light toss into her hands.
And she catches it. It is... She's very dexterous, you're realizing. Like, she's kind of a portly little goblin lady, but those grabby hands are excellent at their job. You would imagine that she's got a pretty solid eye for the things that she wants, and is very good at making sure she gets them.
Mm-hmm.
You see her open it and kind of dip a pinky nail in there and like lick it. Kind of pulls this face.
No. That's not food. Use that on your barrels and your trinkets. You can determine whose is whose. You each have your own symbol.
See her. She kind of like. There's still a little bit of ink on the nail, and it kind of like drips down to the end, and you see her like just scratch it down the face of somebody else, and it leaves like a black streak. Yes, Want this?
You can have
Take
it.
you topside. We'll take you upside.
Thank
You
you.
leave Godling alone, though.
We will.
Never enter again. Gets real serious at you. And there's a dirty look sent at Duncan with that as well. Like,
Like, I never even wanna
particularly
come
not
back.
that one. Brun, you have kind of guided Might Mouth over to their bed, quote unquote, where the wrap is. And it's picked it up again. And you see kind of this nervous manipulation of the fabric, where it's kind of mulling things over, it's running it through the hand, like just feeling the texture. This cloth is much cleaner and more pristine than anything it has down here. Trade. Why give if take back? Not gift for me. Sad mouth. Sad frown.
It's a very like comically overlarge sad mouth.
Void eyes are tearing up at this point. You can see them getting shiny.
I made a mistake. This is not mine to give.
But you gave it anyway. You gave it to me as a gift.
And I have a gift to replace it. And in both hands, Brun will hold out the bow tie.
You will recall that this creature is effectively blind.
I will hold it near the nose so it can
And-
get a whiff.
As your hands get close enough, you see those nostrils flare. Cynthia ran a very tight ship in her tailoring business, her sewist shop. And to keep the critters away from the fabrics and things, she had herbs and such in with the fabrics, keep the moths off. And you see Might Mouth's face trying to process what it's smelling, because most of what it knows down here, from what you can gather, is filthy, awful nastiness. And the fabric that you had gifted it originally, that arm wrap of yours, drops. The hands are slightly shaking as they reach toward your hands, toward the source of all of these fancy scents. And gift for me. And the
Truly
hands
for you.
will grasp it. The most delicate grip you've ever seen. It does the kind of like just two little pinchy fingers on either hand. The pinkies are out, right? Like, this is so delicate. And it just brings it closer to keep smelling it. Topside smells for me. And it starts to kind of tuck it off to the side.
Might Mouth, you can wear it.
The head, like, again, that owlish turn where it, like, turns toward you and tilts sideways a little. Where? I
So you
don't
can
know
smell it.
where.
You can smell it all the time.
And you realize, as you say about wearing it, it has no clothes.
Ah. Damn.
Other than like the collar, and like you can see what was probably some variety of clothing or cloth tied around it. It clearly did not do that itself. Where? Don't know where. And it seems very confused by the concept of where.
If
Where is this
you-
thing supposed to go?
When you see Jebka, show it to Jebka, and she will show you what to do with it.
Jebka. Jebka soon. Show Jebka. And it starts muttering and like smelling this thing, and your arm wrap is effectively forgotten in this
Will
moment.
very carefully snag the arm wrap and not even put it back on, just like kind of like fold it up and stick it inside the chainmail and just like it's out of sight. Not that matters to this thing.
Out of
but
scent range.
it smells more like me. Okay, we can go.
Gotcha. All right.
Turning back to the literal diffusal of the situation.
So, Navos, the ink vial seems to have been accepted, and the goblins start to kind of spread out throughout the room, like they're going to try and corral you all. And the red-faced one puts herself between all of you and Mightmouth. Out! Get out! And like little shoe hands, like shoo shoo shoo.
I will follow this lady's lead.
Yep.
You don't
Follow
tell me
this
twice.
goblin matron.
You are shuffled rather back into the sewer proper. All right. So as you leave, you hear Mightmouth. What the heck was that? You hear Mightmouth kind of giggling to itself, like it's giddy now. The upset that it had been feeling when the goblins had come in, forgotten. That is not even a blip in the radar at this point. But the goblins they've pushed you out, and the spears are being used a little bit as prods, like the back end of the spears where the explosives are not attached. They're kind of like tapping you on the heels to make you go, all of you. And you hear more of their chatter as they're walking and guiding you. And Nivus, are you continuing your mapping efforts
Yes.
at this point?
Yeah, as much as possible.
And do you guys... Oh, I was going to say, do you guys try to get them to lead you somewhere specific? Do you want to head back the way that you came from, where you left your blood scene, all that stuff? Or are you abandoning all hope of finding your guides?
Do we have an idea of how long it has been since first leaving the blood scene?
By your estimation, maybe about half an hour. It's real hard to tell time down here. But...
I mean, at this point, I think we have to find a new exit out. Because how do we explain? Oh yeah, we just made you want to think that we were dead. Fooled you. It's just seen look on your face. What a good joke, guys.
Fake
Here in the
Des Moines
sewers.
scene. We all got jumped by goblins.
We're just a troop of jokers. Sorry, we take our jobs too seriously. At this point, I think we have to find a new exit out of the sewers, or face more questions than we're capable of answering.
Okay. Well, in that case, do. Oh no, where's my thing? Oh no. Hello. Oh no. Okay. In that case, someone
I leave
please
you
roll
guys
for me
alone.
a D4. Actually, you know what? Give me a D6.
I'll do D6. I'll do it. That's a 3.
Phenomenal. Incredible.
I didn't realize 3 was funny.
It's funny for me.
3 is a funny
All right.
number.
So you are corralled. Nivos, you are following along in your notes, using Duncan to continue pointing out those turd piles and whatnot. Your wayfinding, and eventually, it feels like the time that you've already spent in the sewer is like doubled, maybe even tripled. You get to a point where the goblins seem satisfied with how far you've gone. Like, they've gotten you plenty of distance between where they didn't want you and wherever the heck they've taken you, if that makes sense. And they stop at a ladder, an access ladder. Looks like it's probably used for maintenance purposes. And the red-faced one. Surface! Go!
Save?
You didn't ask that! Get out! Surface? For you?
I'm gonna start climbing. Yeah, like I wanted to go to the dangerous surface. wait, I didn't specify.
Bruh, Duncan, send someone with 2 hands up.
Oh yeah, he's just gonna stump. Sorry, forgot.
Brun will go up the ladder.
And
And
hook
Brun-
in his arm.
Brun's gonna like do the scene out of every movie ever where like crack up the manhole cover and just like look around and see if Brun can identify any signs, any identifiers of the city, where they might be, and in particular any smells, to try and pin down what district we're in.
Okay. Give me an investigation.
Can it be perception instead? I have a +1 in that.
Investigation.
That is a 15 then.
Okay, that's still pretty decent.
It's still pretty good. I said that as I was rolling, so I'm panicking.
You kind of pop your head up, and the first thing that hits you is it's clean. There is order here. There is a smell of incense,
Oh my god, are we in the center city?
and the incense strikes a very strong memory for you. Your mother smelled like this when she would come back from work. Let me move us over to the map. Doodly-doo.
Look, it's me.
Look, it's you. I'm just going to use you to represent everyone because the scale of this map is atrocious. You are in the high access zone of tomes.
Well, that's not good. We'll be found for sure.
Kind of pulled the dome back down. You just hear Brun just go, shit.
Well, are we leaving or not?
By this point, the goblins have scattered back down the way they came in, and they will very quickly be out of findable range.
Brun is just looking at the rest of the gang going, Well, we're further into the city than we thought we'd be.
How much further are we talking? Like a block over or two?
We're in the higher end of Tomes, where all the researchers live. Which is both.
Follow all of the sewer creatures. Let's see where they go. Well, let's at least get out of here because I'm tired of sitting in the sewer. It just smells better up there. I can smell the whiff. Yeah.
You got like a
Fresh air again.
brush of fresh air, and you are just
I'm clamoring
ravenous for it.
I need more.
What time was it when I looked? Like, is it still full dark?
So, this far into the city, especially this area,
Oh, right.
there are lights. There's magical lamps all around. The sky still seemed fairly dark beyond that, but going from near pitch black in the sewers to very bright, it was hard to make out much information about time of day.
And above game question. We were trying to get into prayers to see the Archbishop is in prayers, correct?
Yep.
And then
Yeah, the Archbishop would be in the next district section to the left there, that high access for prayers.
Okay.
But you currently have a very strange individual with you and various magical items. You were going to be
Not that
dropping
strange.
off
They're
a
just, like,
box
missing a
of
hand.
things in lower prayers with your friend Farney.
Question.
This is why I laughed, because it's funny.
Yeah.
This has gotten us very out of
What's that, Derek?
As we're moving, would I have time to draw out some kind of map in my journal, or will this take more time later on?
To do like a proper map, you would need to sit down and actually focus on it. You've been doing like, here's a line, here's a little mark, here's a line, we made a turn this way. Like, that's the best that you got at this moment.
In that
So like,
case,
you could backtrack if you really wanted to. You
Yeah.
don't know where it'll lead you to.
in that case, once we get to this, the ladder, I'd like to hit. I'd like to draw like a book and then an up arrow on like the cover of it.
Okay. Sounds good.
If I'm remembering correctly, we can get to the Archbishop through one gate-ish. Because the gaps in between the wall.
Those are gates.
Here.
Those are interior
Those are
gates. Yeah.
Good news, there's one interior gate between us and the Archbishop. Bad news is there's one interior gate between us and the Archbishop.
There's
Well, it should be
also
that, but we're going
bureaucracy in
from-
between you, but that's beside the
Yeah.
point.
There's also what?
Bureaucracy.
biggest-
When Duncan
that's
had
the
gone to
big bad
talk to
evil
the
guy.
guards, he had told you that it would take about a day for your paperwork to be verified.
Do we drop off all magical items to Farney? Or do we just drop this box off and head back out as soon as possible?
That's assuming we can get to Farney from where we are. We would have to go through 2 interior gates to get to Farney, and hopefully not get checked at all for magical items.
Right.
GM, I have a question.
There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, right now I'm
Are
thinking...
there-
I was just making a joke. You go ahead.
No, okay. Are there magic items in tomes that I know of? Are there relics? Are there objects?
Sanctioned objects.
So, Tomes in general is the arcane district. If they're gonna be anywhere, it would be in Tomes or probably Clang under Heavy Guard. You're not entirely sure about High Prayers because you had no reason to really be in there.
Correct.
You know that Low Prayers has like religious artifacts, but those are generally not usable by the average person.
So, I'm wondering, why not just go see the Archbishop this evening?
Because that's not creepy at all. We smell like the sewers.
We
I'm not
have
gonna break into the Archbishop's house.
It's also at least 3 hours after sundown.
Mm-hmm.
You've been in the
Know where
sewer
he
for who
is.
knows how long.
Oh,
is
Duncan
our
knows
best.
exactly how long, and it's been way too long.
Is Duncan still downstairs in the sewer, or have you
Yeah,
actually
because
climbed up?
Bun won't move. He's standing in front of him. I'm like hanging on the ladder.
Fair point, Duncan. Let's get out of here and find somewhere.
A bath.
We're not going to find one of those in tomes unless you want to get dunked in a vat full of beetles they use to sterilize Pope bones.
There's got to be something. A fountain. Something.
They will turn you into a relic. The reliquary beetles do not mind if you're still moving.
Besides a bath, Brun, is there a place we could at least stay to hide out?
Is there a warehouse or a storage, like?
Like a big old book storage.
You don't have much detail
Repository
about
on
your
tomes.
mother's time
Yeah.
in this space.
We
I mean, our libraries are still a public access thing.
If there were libraries here, you would assume so. But again, it is very late /
Oh,
very
yeah.
early.
Libraries do close on time.
So you could try, but
Midnight readers.
let's at least let's find a dark alley to hide in and go from there.
Agreed. Let's get out of the sewer. I'm gonna kind of like as much as I can because my arm is holding the only rung, pushing up on your foot or your butt or whatever's above me.
your remaining hand is getting a little bit numb from
Brun will-
holding on.
Yeah, Brun's gonna like again do a quick peek around before pulling the manhole cover off and getting everybody out. Do I see anybody on my quick peek around?
What was your investigation roll?
15.
15? At the moment, you don't see anyone. You do hear, up in the upper reaches of some of these buildings, movement. And you can see some people up there, but
Stick to the sides of buildings. Don't go walking down the street. And there's guards and gargoyles everywhere. And Brun
don't
will,
forget
like,
the seeker squads. Teehee.
and the seekers. Just don't let anybody see you. And Brun's going to like with one hand just push the manhole cover off, like pop it up and push it to the side, and stealthily as possible scurry up out.
Duncan will follow suit. He needs to get out of this.
Navos takes one last whiff, then we'll get up. Covered with the towel, just the deepest squat possible.
The most pious squat you can perform.
And then once everybody's out, Brun is going to close the manhole and boogie.
Okay. Could everybody please? I would like either deception rolls or stealth rolls. I'd even take performance.
I will take deception because I don't have disadvantage in that.
Duncan got an 11.
12 plus 4 for 16.
Also 16.
Fantastic. Sorry, I'm changing the map up a little because I did do some updating of it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's a map. Oh, that's a map.
That's a map. That's a map.
That's a
That's a
map
map.
right
Warped.
there.
Oh no. Oh no. I've ruined everything. Oh no. There we go. So yeah, y'all are right in there. Okay. As I mentioned, there are a lot of clean-looking buildings all around you. You can tell there's not a huge amount of traffic that comes through here. Definitely not what you would expect from someplace like Roots, or even like lower feeders, or feeders rather, or like even Wages is not nearly this clean. With the smell of the sewers clearing from your nostrils, Duncan, you can just tell that it is clinging to you. Like there's a bit of a breeze going, but you keep catching whiffs of yourself,
Oh, it's all in the mustache.
there's like an oily sheen to most of your armor and your gear, and you can feel it on your skin. Like it is starting to settle in.
I'm just gonna kind of give a
and
once
you-
over on
you
all
would
of my
assume-
equipment.
Everybody is having a similar time. In fact, everyone is having a similar time. You're not sure if this is going to make your armor rust, or if it'll actually protect it because it's greasy. Who knows? Where are you guys headed? And then we'll keep talking.
Somewhere shady.
Somewhere shady.
Definitely, like, generally moving towards the gates.
On the left
But-
or right?
To the left, because we're
Yeah.
shooting to end up in here, right?
That's upper prayer.
Yeah, the upper prayers is where we're going, so Brent is going to be moving towards that direction. And looking for any stables, any alchemists, any apothecaries, any just like
What kind of buildings are open late at night here in the uppers of Tomes? Have
open.
we seen any like late night lights on?
There are no 7-Elevens in Upper Tomes. No
Trying to get my
Motel 6
Slippy on.
either. So, across the main road here, so each of these blocks of color is not necessarily a single building. They're just representative of the spaces in between are kind of side roads, generally. Not to say that there aren't pathways beyond those, if that makes
This is
sense.
the scale.
Exactly. So these dashed lines, those are your main roads through these sections. You've got your side roads, you've got blocks of buildings. The buildings that are more towards center here, if y'all can see that, those are more... Those tend to be taller buildings. They're overlooking the rest of the city. They have a pretty unobstructed view out to the outer gate, or out to the outer walls, rather. So, as I mentioned, some of the top sections of those buildings, you do see movement even at this probably strange hour. You can see now that the sky is still fairly dark. It's going to be really hard to tell when sunup is approaching, just because you are pretty well walled in at this point. There are workshops. You hear workshops around. There's another smell of that gunpowder smell, even, which is very strange. You're not quite sure what that's doing here. You would expect that probably more in Wages, where the artisan shops are, or over in Klang, where people are preparing for fights, right? So to smell that here, you're not quite sure why. There are not many like living spaces in this particular section of the district either. It's just whoever happens to be crashing for the night. You're making your way toward the gates, and as you're approaching, you do see, I assume you're stopping from a distance.
Yeah.
Yes.
You do see that it is manned. There are guards. There are 2 towers that have a couple of gargoyles.
That book.
You have not been found until this point. You're fairly confident of that.
My instincts tell me to not go through the gate tonight, but to wait to somehow find somewhere to lay low for the evening. Wait till the traffic goes up, and maybe it'll be easier time for us to slip through the gates. If they're even kind of doing checking from going from high to high. I would imagine there's more scrutiny on people coming from the lower sections up, rather than from high sections to a further high section, or, well, equally high section.
Either way, I'm not going to be able to get in through the guards currently. I don't have a bracelet. That is going to set them off.
Do you think there could be one to be found here in Tomes?
Maybe one somebody threw away. I can take a look. Something that can kind of recognize as one, but
I'm curious to know even where these magical blocking collars are even made, if not here in Tomes.
Probably.
right.
Probably in clanger wages, depending on. And this is like under, like Brun is saying this like under his breath, as like he's looking around and pondering. Duncan,
Yes.
Neighbors, how opposed are we to causing a distraction?
Probably pretty opposed. This isn't, this isn't lower wages. This is upper Tomes in an area I don't think anybody's supposed to be at night.
Pointing to, are there any lit windows in the taller buildings? There's research. There's still work getting done. People up here all hours of the night. Something big enough to get them out of their posts.
Well, the only thing that would be that big enough to get them out of their post would probably be the gunpowder I smell in the air. We can't be anywhere near it.
And imagine a knight of Velos Valar charging into the rescue to help out in this time of explosion. Or small explosion, we scoot through, the gates are open. We join the throng of people evacuating.
I would have to be assured that nobody would get hurt.
That's where I'm at too. I could try to take a shot at some powder, but it has to be away from everybody.
Maybe we should investigate where we're finding this
Let's take a
gunpowder.
look. I can also agree with that.
And Duncan is going to follow Rule Knight, follow your nose, and try to sniff out where he can find the gunpowder.
Okay.
Can I assist because all of us smell like shit?
Yeah, so
How are you
you just have to
assisting?
go behind me and like pull my nostrils open. I'm a big sniffer.
I will pull. I'll like pull out my water skin and just like flush out his mustache so it's not getting all
Whack me in the face.
just like
All right, I'm ready.
splashing water. To, like clean up the mustache so that way it is unfettered airflow.
Do I have any like coffee beans in my ration pack?
I do have a smelling salt. That would
Give
reflect
me a
my nose.
higher
Smelling
low.
salt would fucking work.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd
Honestly-
be smelling much after that.
Yeah, I know.
Give me a higher
but it
low
was-
for coffee beans. Roll for coffee beans.
for copper.
I'll give you a low. Ooh.
All right. I will say below 30%. Below 30. And you have coffee beans.
Oh boy. Okay. Ooh. Let's call that 06 instead of a 90.
Ooh.
No. I wish. No.
Oh, rough.
Okay.
I'm just reading it
I
upside
see.
down. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No coffee beans to be had, unfortunately.
Okay.
Duncan, I will grant you advantage if Navos is also assisting in some way.
Do you like, I don't know, prestidigitation or then this cleans everybody up?
No magic. No fucking. Don't
No,
guess any
not right now.
Clean my nose up.
The grin on my face when you suggested that. I was waiting.
Brun, what are you doing to help?
I'm like using water to like kind of splash the like
The mustache.
get the mustache clear.
That's how I do all of my smelling. It enters my mustache and I just
Yeah, no, it comes.
The stash is a filter for scent.
How about
separate.
Really painted.
how about another vial of ink? Does that start sniffing the ink?
dye my mustache.
I don't feel like that one's gonna help much.
No.
I'm not very convinced on that. Alright, no advantage. Give me a... investigation seems fine. Or maybe perception. Perception also works.
The fates have decreed. This is a nat 20 on the burger dice.
Oh.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
I am eternally bullied by all of your dice.
I know.
So, you start walking off one of the side roads. Where you had popped up, there was kind of a pavilion type thing. It looked like it was set up for sky viewing of some sort, some kind of ritualistic something going on there. As you had made your way toward the gate, kind of following parallel to that main road, keeping it within sight, but staying off to the side and out of view yourselves, that smell of gunpowder, you return to where you had first, or really started to notice it, and start following from there. It doesn't take very long for you to reach what seems to be a section of this district that has lots of alchemical workshops, and the smell seems to be from some kind of artificery. Currently, there is no one inside from what you can tell. There is an acrid smoke that seems to just permeate from this building in general. It's got a bit of space from most of the other places. You would assume, if something were to go wrong, that it would be better contained. It's not super close to other buildings. That's to keep other things a little bit safer. And probably the noxious fumes as well. Don't want to taint other research too much.
Is the door locked?
It is.
I would like to calmly, quietly, and swiftly force the door open.
Okay. Give me strength.
Can it be athletics? Or just a straight strength?
I'll allow athletics. I'm gonna say you need at least a 15.
Did not go in the tray. You roll.
How convenient for you.
It's less than it was outside the tray, but it's still a 21. And all of you get the feeling that Brun is really practiced at this. It just very much just opens up like he's like the door wasn't locked. There's just a little extra oomph to it as the door swings open.
Beneath your hand, the nettles of the lock crunch as you push your way through. A little more force than you anticipated from it, and the handle itself is damaged visibly from this effort. But the door, without much resistance, does swing open.
Whatever
Inside-
we go should be near the front door then.
Inside you find a fairly open workspace. There are cabinets, metal cabinets even, that are marked in apparently several languages, with warnings all over. You see papers pinned to boards all around the room, diagrams that you're not really sure what they're making there, unless you really take the time to study them. There are barrels of supplies. There's a secondary supply delivery door, a little bit larger than the front door that came in through, but that one is heavily barred from the inside. Table with tools. The tools are meticulous. Whoever's working here is very particular about how their things are set up.
Well, Duncan, following your nose. See if you can find anything else to throw in here.
I like to look around the room, kind of looking for something that could cause a distraction, but not particularly destroy this workshop.
Not level the building.
That does feel like a bad guy move.
Investigation then.
Yep, absolutely. That is very poor. That is a 4 + 0 for a 4.
Although things are well labeled, the names that you read are unfamiliar. This is not your realm of expertise. Several of the things, like, if you go to sniff them, you don't have to get very close before your nostrils. Mm-hmm. You can feel the mustache hair singeing a little bit. They are acrid. They are probably volatile, according to the warnings on the cabinets. You imagine anything that you throw together here will probably result in unknown amounts of damage. Like, without question, damage will happen. It's just a matter of, what do you mix? How quickly is it going to go off? And can you clear the area before it does?
So I'm gonna look at the vials as suavely, I feel is the right word for that. Kind of like looking at the bottles, looking at the names, giving them a sniff, putting it on the jar, kind of. And after a while, that I will turn. Fellas, I have no idea what any of these things are. My nose only gets me so far. It got me here, and that's honestly all it's gotten me for. So
I mean, you find the gunpowder. So
Yeah, I did get here, but
you know where in the workshop that is. There are parcels of it stacked in one of the cabinets. What's Nevos up to?
I'm really thinking about some real, like, Acme Inc. work right now. Like, are there, like, empty barrels? Anything that would make sound, like bells?
In this particular workshop, you don't see anything like that. Maybe in one of the nearby areas, the alchemist type workshops that you had seen. But you don't see anything in here that is not fully topped off and well stocked.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye when we walk around the buildings. Duncan, actually, could I roll to see if I recognize anything that he's been sniffing?
Sure. What do you want to roll for that?
Can Brett make a suggestion?
No.
Okay.
yourself.
Valid question, valid answer.
I don't know if you'd go for Arcana.
I could go for Arcana.
Then okay.
There's gonna be something magic there.
Give me something
Magic
here.
powder.
16.
What specifically are you trying to find with your Arcana?
Is there anything I can, like, mix together to cause this distraction? Do any of them contain any spells?
Poking through the table, the work table, there are drawers. A couple of them are locked, and you even see some kind of magical element to some of these locks where there are runes around the keyhole. You get the feeling that opening that without the proper key, bad idea. I will grant you that one. In some of the other drawers, you find pieces that have been worked on. They seem incomplete currently, but they're probably orders. You match a couple of them up to some of the notes and diagrams on the walls. Looking through the reagents, you get the feeling you could rig a couple of them together. Maybe like a little slow drip type thing. One starts dripping into the other, and when a certain ratio is reached, it'll do something.
Yeah, like how do we make like a stink bomb or something? It's non-lethal, but still makes everybody evacuate.
You're pretty confident nothing in this building is non-lethal if mixed together in improper ways. Even in proper ways, it's probably not non-lethal.
I don't know what we could do with this, but we could have some time to get ready to leave the gate. It could be bigger than gunpowder, but
I don't know if Duncan would know, but obviously gunpowder can contain sulfur. If we could just burn that sulfur, it would both give us a reason to leave out of the evacuation, but it would also be, oh, we're stinky because of the sulfur smoke. That's not because we were in the sewers for any reason. It's because of the sulfur smoke. I just don't know how we would ignite it. Maybe we make a sulfur bomb?
I mean, there is a brazier currently unlit.
Nevos.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything here that reacts with water?
Thinking about it, there sure is.
We don't need to start a fire. We drop it in the sewer. Reacts with water, fills every single building. Smoke out the whole block.
that is a lot bigger than I was thinking.
Non-lethal.
You hope.
Well, yeah.
Brun, straight face. Lethal.
I'm no. Hold up. I'm rolling. Insight. No.
Give us a deception there, bro.
Hell yeah.
15.
Tell him what he gains without giving him the number.
Oh, I absolutely fucked that up.
You've already ruined it. Roll again.
Brun is saying that with the confidence of someone who is either... Brun is saying that with the confidence of someone who needs it to be true. Either because he knows it will be true, or he needs it to. You're not 100% sure, but he 100% non-lethal.
You want it's true.
I really don't want to hurt the Sifters or Might Mouth, but it seems like you know a lot more about this place than I do. If you don't think it's going to hurt them, it might be a smarter way. Gets them off the top level, at least.
It blows up the least amount of buildings.
These reagents, am I able to bottle them up and take them with me in case we need them in the future?
Specifically the ones that react with water?
Oh, those are the same ones?
Or like, are you looking for other things to take with you?
Other
Still from this
things.
place?
Yeah, the slow drip ones if possible.
You can take the slow drips. You know that something will happen if they interact in a certain ratio. You're not sure the ratio, but you feel like you could rig that. The water reactive is a cocaine brick, basically, of metallic shavings.
Oh no. Oh no, that's a block of fluoride. Oh no.
Oh no!
Excuse you,
These
you
goblins
are
gonna
not
have the
an
cleanest fucking
artificer.
teeth you've ever seen.
The gang throws a block of cocaine in the sewers.
Suddenly the goblins invade the surface. Wild. Yeah, so they're separate things, so you can take a couple of things with you.
Okay.
And we'll say that you can decide what kind of effect you would like to gather other than the slow drip. You get one other thing, I'll grant you.
Oh, just sunshine and rainbows after whatever this is going to cause.
There's some magnesium you could take. That's bright.
That reacts with water.
Yeah. That's why you don't want to handle it with bare hands.
Sorry, behold my jar of white phosphorus.
You can find like some alchemist fire probably.
After
Anyway.
this game, I do have a very funny. I have a phosphorus story for the table.
Brilliant.
When we're done.
So yes, you are able to tuck a couple of things into your bag.
Okay.
Is there anything else you guys are doing in here? You feel fairly prepared with what you've got going on.
Yeah, I think Duncan's going to try to keep the theft to a minimum. We are doing this for a greater good, and he's trying to keep that in the back of his mind. But any more than we need is going to get a big frown. Like, do you really need that? Do you really need that?
So as you're looking around trying to keep that to a minimum, you do see Brun like rummaging through a desk and pull out the logbook and go to like stick it in his pocket.
Do you really need that?
The way the tools are laid out, that's the first thing he's gonna look is how much did he have. The least we can do is to hide that a little bit.
Fine, And
I
Duncan
can
will
throw it
kind
in the
of just,
sewers if it makes you feel better.
well, I don't know what you would do with a logbook, but yeah. And so kind of Duncan will keep his peace, but he'll remember that. Duncan will remember this.
I hate that text keeps popping up in the corner of
Constantly, it's just like glued. It's like burnt into the screen.
It's burned in.
He's like, is that a floater? What is that? Pop-up ads in my brain? All right.
It's weird. There's this like pop-up menu that the dialogue options pop up at the bottom of my vision.
All right. So y'all start making your way out of the workshop. Cat.
Oh no, she found
So-
the dice.
Teehee, it's all over for you now. You can no longer roll well. Thank you, Cat. Yeah, so are you guys gonna set this off closer to the gate? Like, walk me through this. I'm gonna say that your stealth rolls are carrying through. So currently, you are unspotted.
I think we just we drop it in the same. Wow, that's far.
Yeah, is that close enough to the gate that it would like draw enough their attention away, or do we have to like, hey guys, something's coming out of the sewers?
Can we go like 2 or 3 blocks away?
Yeah.
Near one of the large, like, I'm thinking in front of this like big honking building right there, and hopefully
Yeah.
it like wafts its way up the.
In amongst some of those tall buildings.
Yeah, I'm hoping it wafts up the sewer pipes. I'm hoping it backflows into the residential
Okay.
area. But also
Yeah, you can
far
do
enough
that.
away. Far enough away the guards have to abandon the gate to go check it out.
So I will remind you that there is a tower fairly close to there as well. But I'll say like somewhere in the middle of this block of buildings, you could do that and feel confident that the guards are going to have to respond from several places. Hopefully, probably even the gate. So, fair warning here. As soon as this goes off, things are going to have to move very quickly. Are you all prepared for that?
Prepared as I can be. So one of us is dropping it off while the other two are by the gate ready to slip through.
Talk to your compatriots,
I am.
your partners in crime.
Brun is perfectly happy to delivery. Brun will like take off the pack and like he will leave the bag with you guys if you want him to make the run. Because I have the magic. I know I might still have a contact or two here that can help. And I'm not in shiny armor or, no offense, Navos, I'm not you.
No, I'm going to need to stick by the wall and leave as soon as possible. I have a feeling the gargoyles will be searching immediately.
All right,
happy
handoff happens. Brun is prepared to drop this.
Got the
I guess me and Navel's, give us like 10, 20 minutes. We're gonna walk to the wall, find somewhere safe to kind of hide. I guess we'll wait for your signal.
Don't
Just pop
wait
it.
for me. If you see an opening, take it. Get to the Archbishop and do what you gotta do. If I can get out of this, I'll meet you there.
Understood.
All right.
Tuck the parcel and walk, kind of, not necessarily brazenly, but like walking down the street. Not like he's about to stink bomb an entire dormitory.
You walk with confidence and the assurance that you are meant to be there.
Like a man with a ladder and a hard hat. I probably should be there.
Mm-hmm. You are dingy enough that your interference at a manhole shouldn't cause suspicion until after it explodes. Could you all roll for me another stealth check?
Actual stealth this time?
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
I got a 1-9 or 19. A 0 for 19.
14.
That is a 5.
Okay. Navos and Duncan, again, you feel fairly comfortable with where you've set up. You've got eyes on the gate. You don't think you've been spotted by anyone. You really haven't noticed too many people moving through. You still haven't seen whatever these seeker squads are. You're pretty confident if there had been one, it would have found you. Brun, you are brazen. You walk your way down through. Make it look like you're kind of making note of which place you're at, and then you open the manhole cover. Kind of pop a pry bar in there. I assume you have a pry bar.
Yeah,
That feels like something.
We got 2
I
pry
got big
bars.
I got big meaty mitts.
Meaty
Like Brun
claws.
is just
Fair
like
enough. You just kind of get a pinky on either side and like pop it up.
Pinky out.
a little bit of it delicately
Hup.
with incredible fancy. Yeah.
As you go to throw your parcel in,
I was
Something
gonna
above
have Brun go.
catches your attention.
Oh fuck.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna Brun's gonna like pop it open and then go in, like he's supposed to be there.
Oh, you want to go down there to throw this? I mean, I'm for it, but
Brun wants to go down. Brun wanted to go down for a different reason before he kicked things off.
I see. Point stands. Something from above has caught your attention. There is somebody in one of the upper windows that is looking at you. There is mostly direct eye contact. You have a good feeling that they'll be able to identify you
That I've
later
been
on.
made. Okay.
But you could pop down there if you want. Absolutely.
Brun's going to like see them and do a quick wave, and then like with the manhole cover, sort of like take the package and like go down the ladder, and like mostly close the manhole behind him, with just a little bit of a gap so he can get the fuck out a little faster. Once he's down there, before he like kind of holding this parcel, which way did the goblins lead?
On our map here, they went back, you assume, toward Lower Tomes.
Okay, I would like to throw this package the like opposite direction if there is a closer tunnel to like the dormitory, that large cluster of buildings.
Yeah.
Before I throw it, I would like to, again in Draconic, shout "flee" to try and intimidate them and scare them out of the area.
Okay.
Using the acoustics of the tunnel to get that message as far as I can.
Sure. Give me that intimidation.
That is a 19 on the die. Do.
Brun
23.
is good at being big and scary.
He's so good at being big and scary.
Your voice echoes, reverberating through the tunnel system. As you wind up and launch this packet, it's fairly dense, whatever is in this. Nevo seemed pretty confident about it. You hear a splash. The only light you have currently, unless you took the little hand light thing, which is also magic. The only light you have is that crack above you. Mm-hmm. And you hear kind of a slide of paper on stone before plop, the splash. And almost instantly, you hear a bubbling begin as something starts fizzing, like an alkaloid tablet. I think that's what those are, right?
Yep.
Yeah, like a seltzer tablet. And there's the smell of the sewer intensifies as something starts to burn under the sewage. It's not bubbling because it's bubbly. It's bubbling because it's boiling. As whatever you threw in there starts to react and burn with a righteous fire.
Enthusiastic exothermic reaction, and Brun is going to exit swiftly.
If only Kevin and the kids are they're there to see it.
Brun kind of
fart bomb
goes up, kicks the actually he's gonna leave the grate open. Hold on. No, Brun is going to turn and is like run towards the building. Where the person saw him. Is that person still in the window?
You don't see them anymore.
Okay. Brun's gonna get right up against the foot of that building and then start snaking his way through side roads and back roads towards the gate.
In less than a minute, the odor of the sewers with that burning stench of acrid chemical reaches everyone's nostrils.
Navos, what the fuck did you make, buddy?
The buildings above you erupt as shouting begins. For our buddies over by the gate, you're starting to hear it, the commotion. You see more lights activate up in those higher buildings, and you see shadows passing in front of windows. Brun, there are people who are running past out the building. You are not unseen. You don't know if any of these is the person who was up high. You would assume not, because that was pretty high for them to reach the bottom already. But the mess that you've made is doing its job swimmingly.
Which direction is everybody running?
Toward the main road, currently.
When there's an opportunity, Brun's gonna join the flow of people. But as he's starting to move closer to the gate, he's gonna be more in back alleys and back walls, trying to make his way back to the other two.
Somebody call me a high or low.
Hi.
Okay.
Sure.
The main road is beginning to fill with people. Our boys on the side, you're seeing a crowd draw together. They aren't moving to the gate. This seems to be a practiced evacuation maneuver, where they have left their buildings and have gathered, but the gate remains guarded with no one passing through yet. You can smell what's happening. You can even see Brun in the crowd. He does stand above everybody. For your reference, I rolled a 9 when you called for high out of 100.
When you go low, we go lower. Kind of looking at the crowd, is there a spot where we kind of would fit in to kind of slide in and be amongst the crowd? Or are they all just...
People
I
are
feel like-
milling about.
Yeah, I feel like a paladin in
Mostly-
knight armor stands out.
You're seeing mostly elves and humans, the occasional halfling. But you really don't see any unusual species in this crowd.
Are there anyone also kind of hiding out like us, like against the walls?
You see a couple of people who are like pushed back away from the crowd a little bit. You see some people head toward workshops, as though they are checking their stuff. So you see some people who are heading off in these side routes. Very quickly, the sky above you, where the stars had been shining, you see shapes pass above the light as they get closer to the buildings, showing gargoyles as they advance from the surrounding towers. There's commotion on top of the walls. It seems that the guards are making their way as well.
I mean, until there's action at the gate, Duncan is just gonna kind of stand as far nonchalantly as he can against the wall, trying not to be seen. More so trying to put himself between the wall and Navos, so that Navos is definitely not seen.
Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of like anxious taps. Just silent, like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. This could be bigger than what I thought.
Hey GM,
Hey.
how calm is this crowd? How chill is everybody?
Yeah, they're all lining up doing.
Roll for
"Oh,
vibe
hey,
check.
How you
would
doing,
l-
Linda?
yeah,
I haven't
they're-
seen you
they're
since
doing-
yesterday.
That's
They're
an
doing a
insight.
fire drill.
It's a little stinky out here, but
Oh, that's a natural fucking one.
when are you and the kids coming for dinner?
People
So-
seem generally nonplussed. They're here doing what they're supposed to do. You don't really get any anxiousness off of them. You're the most anxious person in the crowd right now.
Yeah.
The gargoyles above are swarming the building a little bit. You see several of them. You actually see one of them kind of look toward you, kind of tilt the head a little, and then go back to what they were doing as well. But yeah, the crowd is pretty
Pretty chill.
chill at the moment. Someone give me another high or low.
I beg if somebody else pick it. I cannot
Same
kill us
here.
twice.
Curtis, please. We gotta get one.
We, do 100?
Give me a high or low. Call high or low.
He's rolling.
High. I'm gonna call high again.
Gamblers.
Are you kidding me?
I need.
It's a 2. It's a 2.
I need.
Are you kidding?
Does Brun yell fire?
As he throws a grenade.
I rolled
Fire!
a 50.
A 50?
Oh.
A complete 50.
Technically lower, I believe.
That's technically low, yeah.
That's technically low.
But statistically, pretty cool.
A gargoyle takes Navos by the shoulders and just starts flying off.
There are
God,
people still wandering their way out of buildings, really not giving any sort of concern in their demeanor. And you feel the ground rumble.
Cool. Brun is going to, in his loudest voice, like, in
How do we incite panic?
like, start pushing people, be like, we need to go! We need to get out of here! It's gonna blow! Go! 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 I will persuade or intimidate, whichever's gonna work, but a man who just came out of the sewers who smells like it, telling people it's gonna blow up, that's a great... I feel like that's a good motivator.
Okay, I would also accept a performance.
I would like to assist.
Okay.
Because you guys are...
By essentially picking up on that narrative and rolling with it, screaming as well. But before I join, obviously putting my one good hand on Navos, like kind of pushing him back towards the wall and walking a good 10 or 15 feet away so that if I draw attention, it's not to him.
Okay.
And just kind of picking up, oh yeah, he's right, we gotta get out of here. This place is stink, it's gonna blow, that's sulfur.
Duncan, a performance from you. Brun, your choice.
Intimidate. We're gonna lean into what Brun is good at. Big burly sewer man.
+1.
I needed something to get the crowd over the edge.
I got a 9.
19 for a 24. It's not a crit, but we'll take it.
A second reverberation beneath your feet illustrates the point as you burst into loud animated shouting. Brun. The people immediately around you cower down because you are so loud.
Keep it down.
And they start to scatter toward both gates. Duncan, you are pretty well ignored as people push their way past.
I'm helping.
Navos, remind me what your stealth roll was earlier?
14.
Yeah, about the 14.
You had the 14.
Yeah.
So bonus points for the well-behaved kitty.
For now.
Navos, in the panic, you feel like you can head toward the gate. The sudden rush of people at the guards is causing not only panic in the people, but the guards are unprepared for this sudden onslaught.
I want to find...
Somebody's gonna get in trouble later.
Don't forget the bag. Don't forget the bag.
What were you saying, Derek?
I want to find the largest people, like the size of Brun, if possible, and just sneak like in between them. I'm the cream in an Oreo.
Hey, you guys,
All
come
right.
here. Let's be friends. Let's escape this together.
Give me a performance.
Can Brun be one of those people?
I'll say yeah.
Oh,
I will grant you advantage.
I don't know if I've had one before. Natural 20.
Hell yeah! 19 sessions in, he gets one. Don't even need me.
Ah!
That's a straight up Oreo, no milk.
I am eternally
That's
disappointed.
the
Well done, well played. You
all it took was
push
some
forward.
minor destruction of property.
Oh, minor? Thank you for reminding me. Another
Well, yeah,
reverberation
minor, 'cause
through the
it's
ground
underground.
as one of the taller buildings begins to drop.
Oh, hello.
Into the sinkhole in the sewer that you created. There was a building full of lights and people, and it plummets. The dust shunts out away from it, filling the streets. The crowd of people, already panicked, scream and shout and push their way through everyone in their way as they try to escape. The gargoyles are left flying around an empty space. Some of them barely escaping the collapsing building as it drops. You all make your way through the gate with everybody else who was in the street already. You're through. You made it. Welcome to Upper Prayers.
Navos, there's a hand comes down on your shoulder. Brun's hand sort of steering you off the main drag towards sort of the upper side of Upper Prayers. Once there is a dark enough spot where I can see the entranceway. But we're out of line of sight of most of the guards. We'll park there. And Brun was close enough that he also caught a lot of the dust, but is just keeping his eyes out for guards, gargoyles, and Duncan.
Duncan kind of just slipped in with the rest of the crowd. And as soon as he made it through the gate, kind of through that breath of relief, as he comically turns around to see the building kind of dropping into the sinkhole, and his holy shit. And he turns around to see kind of Brun and Navos Oreoing in through the gate to kind of join them into this side street.
Navos,
We may have done too much.
Navos doesn't want to, but needs to take just a quick look behind.
There are still people streaming through. The air is hazy even on this side of the wall from the cloud of dust.
I didn't mean to.
Navos, you feel that pressure behind your eye spark once again. There is almost a glee to the feeling. Something is giddy to be witnessing this.
No one's blaming you.
You think to what you had grabbed, and in your memory, you see the label change.
It's never been my fault before, but this what it is. I didn't take a close enough look.
Well, Most of them were already outside. Should have been for the drills. Gargoyles are there, guards are there. That's the shot. We can warn them later.
Somewhere in the distance, Thane looks excitedly at the collapsing center of the city. For now, we will go to break. We'll take a 10. Or, we'll go till 9:15. We'll come back at 9:15.
Thank you, 9:15.
Okay.
Perfect.
Dang, that's fucking brutal, though. That you're...
It was great.
Above game. Oh my god, I love that your brain fucks with you like that. In game, I don't know how Brun feels about them.
Oh, it's a great pool.
It's
But-
such a
This really as Navos as a person, this really bothers him.
I mean, we were just making a stink bomb. We just killed a couple people. That
absolutely we just 9/11 this real quick. It's,
I know this is a terrorist attack. We're the center of it.
That's I don't know how much happened in Alreth, but if this is going from chairs appearing to now changing what bottles are, I don't know where this is gonna go from here.
I'm curious because that just to me was it just changed the label. It just switched. Hey, this is. It could be flammable to inflammable, right? It could just be a couple. It doesn't even have to be the whole label, which is brutal.
Can Navos trust his only eye?
At this, it's not the eye, it's everything at this point. Anything Navos can't even touch.
I was gonna say his name was gonna start asking us to read things for him, for them.
Yeah, at this point, I'm gonna need a double check on everything.
Everything, which is so interesting. Because, is Navos gonna, write stuff in their journal and then be like, Brun, does this say what I think it says? Read this aloud to me.
God, there's so much I wish I could say. 'Cause there's so much.
I know.
There's so
and I
much
can't-
more, but
I can't fucking wait to find out, but that was such a good... That was incredible group problem solving, and I love that every single one of us is that was more than any of us anticipated. No one is...
Well, yeah, I'm fine with the stink bomb. Oh god, it stinks. Let's get out of here. And then it just, several people are dead now. I don't know how I can live with myself anymore. This might be a crisis of faith now. All because of our stinky practical joke.
I think I'm really curious how that conversation goes, because I think Navos is having his own their own personal crisis, but I think this will be a point where Brun and Duncan, this is because Brun has accepted this as greater good. We move on. There is that this is an awful fucking tragedy. Now is not the time.
Yeah, but
And Brun,
when is the time?
Brun is perfectly happy to mourn in his time and sleep with the like. He is perfectly happy to have those deaths on him. And I'm curious if/when that becomes a point of contention with Duncan. If Duncan, like, when is the time, right? When do we sit down? Do we come clean to the Archbishop, or do we?
Oh, Duncan is already in his head. We go to the Archbishop, we talk to him, and then I'm throwing myself to the mercy of the court. You can this cannot go unanswered. You can't just go around killing people and get away.
Oh, I
with
do it all the time. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, that's not a.
That's not a great argument.
Actually, I can show you. I can show you how it's done.
Yeah. You ever disemboweled somebody with your bare hands? Ugh. I'm gonna go to the bathroom quick while we have some time. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Everybody have a good break?
Yeah. A hard little bit. Poor Duncan. He doesn't know what to do now.
Say that again?
I said, poor Duncan. He doesn't know what to do now. He doesn't know what to do with himself.
Quite the tricky situation.
Very much so. I should
I'm
ask
becoming
more
convinced.
questions.
Oh my gosh, never mind. I rescind my previous snark.
Go on.
I was going to say, I'm convinced Curtis's clock is off from mine.
The time shift thing.
Had to clean up more fucking dog piss.
Delightful.
That's so much fun. Anyway, speaking
What
of
a
cleaning
life.
up messes,
I got a big pile of dog piss for you to clean up.
Hmm.
man, Andrew
returned.
misses all the fun sessions.
I know.
I would hope that most of the sessions are fun, but whatever. I'm gonna pretend that didn't hurt.
Honestly, though, I would swap Duncan out for Thane so that Duncan doesn't have to be part of this capital crime.
Before this got like serious, I was gonna say we cannot let Thane in on this. Like, this is all fun. Now it's too much.
Now it's too big.
He would
Oopsie.
probably like it because most of those people are rich and they're just oppressing everyone else by living in such lavish conditions.
You need just to start
Yeah,
pushing
that's
them
it.
in.
Yeah, talk to Brun about what it's like living there.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. Nope.
Don't
No
want to
big
think too hard
feelings
about that
here.
one.
Nope. Don't. Nope. Nope.
So, hey Curtis, remember when you killed somebody's parents off screen?
Yep.
What if I did it on screen, but you were the one who killed them?
I mean,
Food for thought.
so technically, Chris kind of did kill Ronan. Did, but it was like evil Ronan. Like it was the Kuatoa had seen Ronan and saw it. So technically,
But like, if you knowingly, like
I actively,
you actively made that decision, you think that would cause some trauma for a character?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Cool. We'll come back to that later.
We'll unpack that in a minute.
Sorry, I'm still working on this ice cream that I'm eating.
No, 15 was not enough time.
People are dead underneath tons of rubble, and you're eating ice cream.
I want ice cream.
It's frozen root beer and
Cheers.
vanilla ice cream float thing. It's really
Is it one of
tasty.
the is it one of the tube ones?
It
Like the all-in
is.
ones? I couldn't
It's a little
stand
tube
it.
boy.
I couldn't. I didn't enjoy mine. I did not enjoy it
I'm enjoying this one. So, anyway,
because it tastes
we
like
return.
it tastes like familial tears.
It tastes
taste
like
the
the
bodies.
consequences of the party's actions, and I love it so much.
Yeah.
So we return to the city at night. The lights from the taller buildings where you had been cast an eerie glow through the dust cloud that has erupted. From here you can still smell that burnt sewage smell that was emanating from beneath the streets. It sounds like the building has pretty well settled into whatever hole had been created beneath it. You don't feel any more reverberations through the ground. You do see people still evacuating, much slower now. The guards that were on top of the tower have mostly made their way down and into that upper tomes district, that High Tomes district. Gargoyles have started to swarm from other towers, pushing their way in that direction as well.
I think Duncan's gonna have his moment. He's kind of stepping away from the other two. In Vidarian society, amongst our peoples, we don't really pray. Praying is not something that is done. You don't pray for a good harvest from Vidar. You don't pray for bounties. We pray essentially through our actions. But for things like this, prayer is all we can do. A prayer of forgiveness. And that is what Duncan will kind of do. He doesn't know any prayers off the top of his head, but he does know kind of the oaths that they chant when they're doing things for like training purposes. And just kind of muttering to himself, he'll recite those prayers to himself to kind of help him beg for forgiveness in a sense, but also help him get through this moment. And so, just muttering to himself off to the side, you kind of see Duncan on his knees, muttering in Celestial. And he'll kind of do this until one of you rouses him.
You feel, the group of you feel far enough removed from the main road at this point that with all of the commotion next door, for now you feel somewhat safe from eyes that might seek you out.
Mm-hmm.
The buildings around you are varied in this area, with a common through line of clean white stone on the framing. Kind of traces the edges. Primary materials change, colors change, but always with this clean white stone tracing the edges. There are some residences in this area. You see small lights in some of the buildings that have come on. The collapse of building is not a quiet thing. The rush of wind displaced had reached even here. You can see a large tree off to the west from where you're at. You know that this is likely the Upper Prayers, the High Prayers district. Brun, you've never been here. You're using context clues based on the gates that you were at. You don't know exactly what is contained here, but you do know that certain high-ranking priests, and you would assume the Archbishop, etc., would be here somewhere. There are offices, there are a couple of interesting-looking temples, maybe. Some open-air gazebo-type things. Kind-seeming places to wander. But you know on the other side of that wall, lives have changed forever. The research that was happening there, you have no way to fathom. What knowledge was just lost. What lives just vanished. But you've reached your goal. Where are you all going from here?
Navos, you're standing close enough to Brun to hear him murmur, Serani, First Light, see them safely home. Which is a prayer for the departed. For followers of Serani. And then a quick sort of snapping back to it. Duncan, we have to move. Duncan. And then come up and puts the hand like on the elbow. Just kind of nudging.
Mm-hmm. And all you can hear is just the same rhythmic chanting in Celestial. So it kind of sounds nice, but it's deep, it's soulful. There's a crack in kind of Duncan's voice as he's kind of running over the words a little bit.
Walk in front of you and put both hands on both arms and sort of get, like, not in your face, but sort of on your level. Mm-hmm. And again, gently. Duncan, we need to move. We need to keep going.
I mean, Duncan slowly opens his eyes. And as soon as he, like, looks at Brun in front of him, his eyes kind of dart to the night sky, and he'll slowly pick himself up, kind of looking for a direction to go.
Go up, closer to the wall. I don't know this super well, but a place like the Archbishop's should be kind of fancy up here.
And he'll slowly head that direction, yeah. So without even kind of like furthering that conversation, just start heading towards that direction. The fanciest building he can find.
Yeah. Brun will sort of circle back, grab Navos, grab the pack that Brun left with them to carry his own burdens, and sort of at a low, steady pace start moving down streets to the north towards the top, towards the upper part of Upper Prayers.
What's Navos doing?
This whole time, even being close to Brun is not really taking anything in. It is just the right hand in his bag, gripping that wand, just seconds away from snapping it in half. Once they begin to move, I will follow.
Brun is not letting either of you out of arm's reach. It is a muttered, just he is like a hand on Duncan's arm and like sort of kind of tugging like he's got a pair of toddlers with him, just trying to keep everybody moving in that direction. Ed Brun is looking for anything that says Archbishop, anything of that particular church, any finements, any raiments, anything. He'll take a Swiss guard at this point to point him in the right direction to go talk to the Archbishop. Like,
Okay. So, between the three of you, whoever is actively helping with this search, I will accept religion, investigation, insight.
You're up, Will.
I was gonna say I will happily roll religion.
I'll happily roll insight.
You could pick the same ones too. Like, it's not that everybody has to pick one. And if, for instance, Navos is too stunned to actually be paying attention, don't bother rolling. It's up to you.
It would be 14 plus 4 for an 18.
Hot damn. 13 plus 2
I'm a man
for
on a
15. For religion.
I instantly forgot your 7. What did you roll?
A 14 plus 4 for an 18.
An 18, okay. This is another place where you can tell there's care in the layout. The buildings are well maintained. The feeling is a little different, where Tomes was clinical almost in its cleanliness. High Prayers has a sense of pride in the work that went into it. Duncan, as a craftsman yourself, you can see it in the way things are made here. These side streets that you can pretty well guess are rarely used are still kept clean, dutifully. You wander these streets looking for any signs of what you think might be an archbishop's house. And you find yourselves at a small home. It's not ostentatious. It's not in your face about who lives there. But there is an individual outside of it who is watching over the wall at the next door district. There's a small light next to her. Small candlelight. From what you can see in the dancing shadows cast by this candle, she has heavy braids that glint and glimmer. Her ears are notched and pierced through in several places. Her garb is fairly simple. Nighttime robes. But that has been forgotten as she kneels, looking to where the destruction has occurred. There is a sigil, a religious symbol, hanging from her neck over the nighttime robes. A series of 3 triangles with a circle at the top that beams rays out from it. Brun, you know this symbol instantly. 3 separate metals of the triangle below the circle ingrained into you from a very young age. You get the feeling that this is the Archbishop, Galrand. She doesn't seem to have noticed you. Just another group walking dazed through the evening. The head whips towards you.
Hands immediately up.
There are piercing, pale blue eyes looking at you, full of tears, silent as they roll down her face.
Duncan will join her prayers.
Were you there?
We just came.
Did you see it?
We weren't sure what happened. Kind of got out as it was
Duncan,
collapsing.
roll me a deception.
Yep. Is 9 + 1 for 10.
She takes a shaky breath. What were you there for?
Making our
Eyes
way.
are searching you.
Brun will step up, making our way to you, Archbishop. We have
To me.
grave and unpleasant news for you.
It seems this is a night for that. Why were you seeking me?
Without saying
My
anything else,
office.
Duncan would like to
It's
search through
close.
his bag for all of those letters that he was given by Jebka and the bishop. She kind of and just hand them over for her to read.
The hand that takes them is slightly shaky. You realize as you've gotten closer that she has small tusks that have been filed back, and her skin has a faint green tinge to it. She's a half-orc. In a place like this, that is most unusual. She looks at the letters, trying to make out the seals on them.
We were sent by Bishop Malor in Alrith. And what's all of Jepka's name? Brun will say Jepka and give the full name.
Whatever that may be, Jebka full name.
I wrote it down in my...
There's a downturn to her eyebrows. The eyes kind of squint a little at you. I was not made aware of your arrival.
the gates were impassable, Archbishop. We were
The news
forced to
just-
find other means into the city.
When you say other means, her eyes look back to the bedlam across the wall. What do you mean by that?
We relied on criminals with access to these sewers to get us through these gateways.
What do you have to say? Third one.
Head down this entire time. We'll pull arm out of the bag, holding the hand, covering the splinters. I hope what we bring can right the wrongs of what has happened.
You all would admit to me that this is your doing. She gestures. Or is this your criminals? Have the Cortranos finally made their move?
No,
This was us.
this was me. I intended on smoke, and it became more.
We intended on smoke.
You understand what this means? Yes.
Yes.
She very gingerly gets to her feet. She's a little older, 40s to 50s maybe. Hard to tell in the darkness, but the way she creaks a little when she stands. She's been around for a bit. You see her hand wave a little bit, and a flare of light goes up. You will be tried, and you will pay for every life that has been lost, every story unfinished, every truth dashed. And there are gargoyles that break off from the path toward the destruction and start approaching. She has
Archbishop.
straightened herself out, and you see in her a strong bearing. She stands proudly and straight, determined.
Archbishop, the items in our packs are not to be opened. Please read the letters from Jepka and the bishop.
I hardly believe you are in a position to be asking anything right now.
It is a warning, then. We brought these and did what we did because of the urgency and danger. I will pay for every life lost and every story ended too soon. But if these boxes are opened before precautions are taken, those lives will be on your hands, Archbishop, and I do not say that lightly. In Seirani's light, those lives are on your hands.
There is fury in her face as you say the name of her goddess. Seirani's light. You will need far more to save you than her forgiveness. And at this point, several gargoyles, tall, short, thin, wide, all sorts of builds, variety of weapons, descend and land around your group. One in slightly nicer armor rushes up to the Archbishop and begins speaking low into her ear. The rest level their weapons at all of you. The stone they are made of is very familiar. You saw it on the outer walls. These gargoyles are born of this city, for it is this city that they protect. She speaks up again. Take them in. They will be tried. Their belongings must be secured. No one touches any of their belongings until I give my explicit instruction. And they all give a sound of acknowledgement. She starts to turn to head back to her home. The gargoyles approach all of you, making commands to drop your gear. They have cuffs and collars for all of you. Is there anything else you all are doing before you are apprehended?
No, I'm dropping my sword. I'm dropping my backpack.
Yeah, dropping everything. Archbishop.
She stops.
We've made one too many requests. If possible, can I get the names of every single person?
I don't believe you'll have time to learn any of them.
And that's fine. Just wanted to ask. I will hold them from here and after. Head drop down again.
As taking off the pack very slowly, Brun's gonna kind of like a little bit like he's working the shoulder, but reach up to the sending stone that sends to Vox and just buzz it real quick. Lose this line, and then we'll pull the stone out and put it in the pack with the other in a side pocket in his pack.
As you're going to put it away, all you hear is, "From what happened?" And then it goes silent. You are all bound very, very securely. Navos, it takes them a bit to work on you because your anatomy is a little bit strange. One of them approaches each of you with what looks like a needle, almost. It has a bit of a hooked end to it with a ball at the other end. It's raised up to around your collarbones. And there's a little tap tap so that you are pricked with it as your skin is pierced ever so gently. Dark shapes spread around your necks, glowing for a brief moment. Navos, you feel awful. This is a collar. Every bit of magic that you have in you vanishes, leaving a horrendous, gaping void. You are left dizzy and sick. Duncan, you cannot feel your god. You didn't realize until now that such a connection had been ever present until it's gone. There is a wall around your soul that has been cut off, or that has cut things off. And you feel so terribly alone. Brun, you feel something in you shatter. The resistance that has been growing under your skin you had been mostly unaware of it. But now every time you move, you can feel a grating sensation beneath your skin. Not enough to cause you actual HP damage, but enough to hurt. along
While
with the
we-
collars, you are bound.
While we have our
Chris?
collars on, looking down at my stub, do I still see my sigil?
You do not see it.
Following up, how does my head feel?
Empty. Except for your own thoughts. When those needles had broken the skin and the ink had spread across your flesh, the needles disappeared from the hands that were holding them, becoming the ink that has bound your magics. Any last anything from anyone before we end for the night? You all are hooded. Not exactly sacks over your heads, but you cannot see where you're going. Navos, you in particular are covered heavily, draped in additional cloaks and things. All of you are escorted to who knows where. And that is where we will end tonight's session. Thank you all for joining me tonight, friends.
Yeah. Do we get a level up because we accomplished our mission?
Mission complete.
That's cute.
What a crazy question.
Do we get experience? Do we get experience for all the people that we killed?
complete. Navos gets all the XP. Navos is now level 6.
Navos doesn't want the XP.
Navos
the worst
rejects the
part.
XP, actually. The little orbs follow you, though, as they try to level you up.
Bloop, bloop.
Minecraft noises.
Give me, I'm throwing an Everstone on me.
You'll never
He
evolve
doesn't
at this
wanna
rate.
evolve.
If you don't want XP, you gotta do that in the starting menu. You gotta
So,
do that when you set up the file.
star for everybody. Oh my gosh, so good. I love the creativity. Like, so many excellent questions that you've asked of me, and then taking it and running. Horrible directions you ran,
Oh,
but
terrible.
you all ran is
I
the
would-
point, and I'm thrilled.
I would like to give a star to my two fellow players for rolling with this because
Oh,
it could,
absolutely. Gold star for my terrorist pals.
Yeah.
We're the terror team now.
Team Terror minus Thane.
listen, we lose the communist and now we're just in insurgency and like that's
Yeah.
fine. But
Anarchy reigns.
for the like, okay, I see where the plan is going. Chucking in the principles, and then I do really like the stunned moment of silence where we all realized it went too far, like where it crossed over the line where everyone was comfortable with, and that I'm glad there was a shared moment, and then how we all reacted to it was still also like
This is now setting up future trauma. This is
Oh,
trauma
for
now.
sure.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely.
because here's the thing, either Alexis is correct and we're all dead and we just roll new characters and Thane's like, what happened to my friends? And we go, don't worry about it.
Andrew
Or the
comes back
building.
to a whole new party.
It's a whole new crew. We're actually all members of the collective. Like that's just it. We're just the collective. Or like Navos is gonna have a list of every person who died. And Brun's not going to want that list, but Brun's going to look to see if he recognizes anybody's names.
Well, I have an idea of what I'm going to do with it.
Perfect. Awesome. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I mean, Star, obviously, for the GM, for, like, makes complete sense for Navos, and we were talking about it, it's like, where do we go from here? Like, first chairs appeared. Now chemicals are, like, mislabeled. Like, what happens in the next city at this point?
Fuck, what happens in this city? There's so
happens
many
here?
more districts. We haven't blown up a thing in every district yet. Like we gotta do the
You're
whole
going for
thing.
completion, right?
We gotta get every achievement in the zone before we leave. We gotta get every single shiny, every single red coin, like. But no, and also a gold star to Alexis, the GM, for quickly curveballing and being quick on your feet, as every GM should be. Exemplary work of, I would like to make a ginormous stink bomb that accidentally levels an entire building. Like, not just here's what my players are doing, but here's how one of my players' ongoing things can impact that story in a different and interesting way. And pulling that thread from backstory and what's currently going on to yes and in a much more personal way.
Yeah. Making me feel comfortable for a decent amount of games and then just dropping it out of nowhere.
Y'all have been so amazing to play with. Can I just say? Like, absolutely just seeing how you roll with things and stick to your characters so thoroughly. Like, even when we first started, like, with the goblins in your faces, being like, yeah, no, they die. Like, they absolutely have to die. We're in a sewer. I am at my limit. No, they're dead. While the others are just like, wait a minute, no, hold on. Let him cook.
Duncan's overstimulated and hungry. Like, we just gotta get him upstairs.
He's also currently exhausted, I believe.
And his blood sugar's low? Fuck.
Yeah, so like,
This is what
y'all have been
happens.
suffering perfectly.
My blood sugar goes low when we level buildings, so, I'm gonna need a break. I'm gonna need some orange slices.
That's... Oh,
Give him a fruit pouch.
You know Brun's gonna lead with that anytime someone starts getting uppity with you. He's like, last time he was tired and grumpy, a building did blow up. So I'd be careful if I were you.
Does anybody have any wishes for me? Things that they'd like to see change?
I'm hoping
Things
that
they'd
this
like to
jail
explore?
has, like, nice beds, maybe a bath, maybe some of the amenities, a nice,
How
like,
kindly
crochet
do they
group.
treat domestic terrorists?
Yeah,
We'll find
like,
out.
pretty nicely. Oh, I hope. I wish to see everybody on Monday again.
Yeah.
That's always a good wish. Alright, well, in that case, friends, it is a little past 10. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you all next week.
Goodbye, friends.
All right,
Well played.
thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Bye!